You ever notice how no matter how hard you try, money seems to slip away? You get paid and by the time you blink it's gone. You buy something new and the excitement fades before you even take the receipt out of the bag. Then the stress comes back, the bills, the pressure, the weight, and you wonder, is this all life is? That's why I'm making this video, because the Bible actually talks about money and possessions more than prayer and faith combined. Over 2,300 verses. God knew this would be one of the biggest struggles of our lives, and He gave us wisdom that's as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago. What I'm about to share with you are timeless lessons from Scripture that cut through the lies of consumerism and the trap of always chasing more. If you're broke, stuck in debt, or just tired of the endless cycle of stress, this is going to give you a practical way out. By the end of this video, you'll see how living with less clutter, less waste, and less chasing actually opens the door to more peace, more freedom, and even more wealth. Because the longer you stay trapped in this cycle, the harder it gets to break free. So if you're interested in this, then you're in the right place. Welcome to Flourish in Wealth, where financial freedom begins. My first point is this: life is not about stuff. We live in a world that constantly sells us the idea that happiness comes in a box, or a bag, or a new shiny screen. Everywhere you look, ads are screaming at you. Buy this car, upgrade that phone, wear these clothes, and you'll finally feel like somebody. But the truth is, that happiness doesn't last. You know it, I know it. The thrill fades and you're left right where you started, broke, stressed, and empty. Luke chapter 12 verse 15 says it clearly. Life does not consist in the abundance of possessions. Solomon, the wealthiest man to ever live, looked at everything he owned, castles, gold, power, influence, and said it was meaningless. Imagine having more wealth than Elon Musk and still feeling empty. That's exactly what happened. So if the richest man alive found no fulfillment in stuff, why do we still think a new purchase will solve our problems? That's the lie. The trap. The treadmill you can't escape until you step off. The average household has over 300,000 items. Think about that. And yet anxiety, depression, and stress are at record highs. More stuff isn't solving the problem, it's making it worse. Minimalism is powerful because it strips away the noise. It forces you to ask the real question: what actually matters? And when you start letting go of the things that don't, you realize the weight you've been carrying wasn't even yours to begin with. Imagine that you have a cluttered closet, jammed with clothes you never wear. Every time you open it, you feel overwhelmed. Compare that with a clean, simple room where everything has purpose. Which one feels lighter? Here's what I want you to try. Pick one thing you've been eyeing, something you need. Don't buy it this month. Sit in that tension. Watch how quickly the feeling passes. That's how you start breaking the hold possessions have on you. And once you see it for what it is, you'll never look at stuff the same way again. Point 2. Don't let wealth own you. Jesus once said it's easier for a camel to squeeze through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter heaven. At first that sounds impossible, but he wasn't saying money itself is evil. He was pointing to something deeper. He was exposing the danger of money controlling your heart. The real danger is when money owns you. That's what happened to the rich young ruler. He wanted eternal life, but when Jesus told him to let go of his wealth, he walked away sad. His possessions weren't just things, they were his identity. Look around. People finance luxury cars with payments higher than their rent just to, look successful. They're not free, they're chained. And here's the part most people miss. You don't have to be rich to be trapped. You can be broke and still enslaved to money if every decision you make is about chasing more, proving more, or showing off more. That's how the trap works. Try this experiment. Go 1 month without buying anything that isn't essential. No just because purchases. No impulse spending. Only what you truly need. At first you'll feel uncomfortable. You might even feel anxious, but then you'll realize you're fine. You didn't need half the things you thought you did, and that realization is liberating. Because once you stop being owned by money, you finally start owning it. Before we move on, be honest with me, have you ever bought something just to look successful? Drop a yes or no in the comment section below. Point 3, steward what you have. Here's something nobody tells you. Over a lifetime, the average person has millions of dollars pass through their hands. That's what passes through your hands if you work for 40 years. The question is, what will you have to show for it? So, the Bible tells the story of servants who were entrusted with resources while their master was away. Some of them invested and multiplied what they were given, but one just buried it in the ground. When the master returned, well, the difference was obvious. Faithfulness brings increase, but waste brings loss. This right here is what stewardship is all about. It's not really about how much you have, it's about how you handle what you already have. If you can't manage a little, you just won't manage a lot. That's why so many people pray for more money, but even if they got it, they just waste it. Because honestly, more money only multiplies your habits. And that's why so many people stay broke. They think more money is the answer, but they don't manage the little they have. That's why lottery winners go broke within years. It's not the amount, it's the mindset. So here's your move. Track every dollar you spend for the next week. Every coffee, every snack, every subscription. At the end of the week, add it up. You'll see how much is slipping through your fingers without you even realizing. And when you see it, you can redirect it. That's how you move from burying to multiplying. Point 4. Save and prepare for hard times. What happens when the storm hits? Joseph in Egypt saved 20% during the good years so the nation could survive famine. That's wisdom. Proverbs 21 verse 20 says, "Precious treasure and oil are in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man devours it." But what do most people do today? They live paycheck to paycheck. Every raise gets eaten up by lifestyle upgrades. And then the moment an emergency hits, job loss, illness, unexpected bills, they collapse. That's not how God designed it. The storm is always coming. You don't know when, but if you're prepared, you survive. Even ants prepare. Proverbs 6 says they store food in summer for the winter ahead. If an insect gets that, why don't we? So start building your own Joseph plan. Save something, even if it's just $50 a week. Build an emergency fund. Save before you spend. You don't have to be rich to start saving. You just have to be disciplined. Because, one day the famine comes, and really the difference between the wise and the foolish is whether you prepared for it. Point 5, redeem your time. Time is honestly more valuable than money. You can lose money and make it back, sure, but time, once it's gone, it's just gone. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 16 says, "Make the best use of the time because the days are evil." Yet the average person spends, 2 to 3 hours a day on social media and another 3 on TV. That's almost 1,000 hours a year just gone. That's 6 years of your life scrolling and binge watching, 6 years you never get back. Now imagine if you redirected just 2 of those hours each day. You could learn a new skill, build a side hustle, strengthen your relationships, or deepen your faith. That alone could honestly change your entire financial future. Do a simple test. For 3 days, write down how you spend every hour. Be honest with yourself. Then look at the list. You'll probably be shocked at how much time disappears into nothing. And once you see it, you can start to take it back. Use that time to build a skill, start a side hustle, strengthen your faith, or even, rest properly. Anything is better than handing your life over to distractions. Because here's the truth. You only get one shot at life, and wasting it is the fastest way to stay broke, stuck, and frustrated. If you don't control your time will control you. Point 6. Contentment is wealth. What if wealth isn't about having more but needing less? Paul said in 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 6, "Godliness with contentment is great gain. Contentment is freedom." It's looking at what you already have and realizing it's enough. That's when stress loses its grip on you. Most people think the next raise, the next car, or the next trip will make them happy. But happiness fades. Contentment lasts. Think about it. If you're always chasing more, you'll never feel secure. But when you learn contentment, you stop playing the comparison game. You stop measuring yourself by what's in your neighbor's driveway or on your friend's Instagram feed. The simple way to start is gratitude. Every night, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Do it for a week. Watch your mindset shift. Gratitude trains your heart to see what you already have instead of chasing what you don't. And the more grateful you are, the less desperate you feel to chase things that don't matter. Contentment doesn't kill ambition, it fuels it. Because when you're at peace, you work from a place of strength, not desperation. Point 7. Don't waste what you're given. Every raise should make you freer. But for most people, every raise just makes them more broke. Why does that happen? Well, because as income goes up, expenses go up even faster. Proverbs chapter 21 verse 20 says, "The fool devours everything." And honestly, that's exactly what happens when lifestyle inflation takes over. New job, new paycheck, new car, new clothes, new debt, same stress, same broke cycle. Here's a shift that honestly changes everything. The next time your income increases, don't touch it. Save or invest at least half of it. Don't expand your lifestyle. Expand your freedom, because when you save, you buy options, and options, well, they're wealth. That way, every raise buys you more freedom, not more stress. So think of it like this. Your income is the seed. If you eat the seed, that's it. But if you plant it, it grows. Plant enough, and one day you harvest freedom. Stop eating the seed. Start planting it. That's how you break free. Point 8. Prioritize people over possessions. Let me ask you, what are you trading your relationships for? Jesus said the greatest commandment is to love God and love others. Yet so many people sacrifice family and friendships to chase possessions. And when the stuff fades, they're left alone. Minimalism reminds you of what lasts. People matter more than things. Love outlives luxury. So instead of dropping money on things that fade, invest in people. Spend time. Create memories. Pick up the phone. That dinner with a friend will outlast any purchase you could make. Because at the end of your life, nobody remembers what shoes you wore. They remember how you loved them. Point 9. Build eternal value. Imagine working your whole life chasing treasures only to realize none of it follows you into eternity. Jesus said in Matthew 6, "Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth, but lay up treasures in heaven." That means generosity, service, acts of love. These are treasures heaven keeps. These are the things that outlast you. Minimalism points us to this truth. Earthly possessions fade. Eternal investments last. When you give, when you serve, when you bless others, you're building value heaven keeps. Start shifting part of your resources toward generosity. It doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be consistent. Giving not only blesses others, it frees you. Because suddenly money isn't the master, you are. Give something this week. It doesn't have to be money. Give time, give encouragement, bless someone. Notice how it changes you. Because giving doesn't just free others, it frees you. And the freedom you feel when you stop living just for yourself, that's priceless. And that's when you realize the truth. Money is a tool. It's not the goal. So at the end of the day, you don't break free by chasing more. You break free by breaking the grip stuff has on you. The Bible has been telling us this all along. Life isn't found in possessions. It's found in stewardship, in contentment, in redeeming time, in saving for storms, in prioritizing people, in building eternal value. So let me ask you straight. Are you going to keep running on the treadmill, chasing what never satisfies, or are you ready to step off and live free? Because the broke cycle isn't your destiny. Freedom is. And once you taste that freedom, you'll never want to go back. Picture yourself a year from now. Less debt, less clutter, less stress, more peace, more freedom, more life. That's where this path leads. And that's why God spoke so much about money, not to keep you broke, but to set you free, because the broke cycle is not your destiny. Freedom is, and once you taste it, you'll never want to go back. If you got value from this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. And make sure to check out my other video here for more money tips. You won't want to miss it.